they connect and bloom, a bloom, showing if they connect and bloom.
Hi everyone, sorry we're running a little late. We had some technical difficulties and that's why we go live, because we roll with the punches and we can't fear perfection. We just have to do our best every day and show up. And that's what we're doing, is we're showing up and we're doing our best. So I have the honor of having Deborah de la Flor on the show today. And I went to her location the other day and we were just chatting with a good friend of mine, Kristen, and started learning more about Deborah. And I said, you know something? I really want to have you on the show because for me, it's really about inspiring others to do more in our industry. And Deborah's been doing a lot for our industry for many years, and there might be some things you don't know about her. So I thought it would be really exciting and awesome to share her story, share the different type of things that she's a part of, and she leads, right? Like donations, she leads that. She also leads some. I'll let her share some international contests and floral competitions that highlight other florists around the world. So it's really exciting to have her on board to talk and share insight and hopefully inspire you to get more involved. The Bloom Show is by the floral community for the floral community. So we ask you to ask questions, chime in, give a shout out. It's always a great feeling for our guests to hey, love what you're doing and give a little thumbs up and a shout out. And don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and press the little alert key as we continue to build this show. And we have the honor of being sponsored not just for the show, but as a New Bloom Media by many different sponsors. So take a look. I'll mention them at the end as well. But hope you caught them in the beginning, and I'll mention them throughout the show as well. So if you support the community and you like what we do, we ask you to support our sponsors as well. So without further ado, I'm going to invite Miss Deborah de la Flor.
The bloom, showing if they connect and bloom, a bloom, showing if they connect and bloom.
Hey, Debbie, you said I could call you Deb, right? So
Yep.
how are you, Deb? How's it going?
Good. I'm happy to be here. What a cute name. I love it. The Bloom Show, and how perfect and appropriate, right?
The Bloom Show. I wasn't very creative. It just happened like that. So
Right? Just like my name. How lucky is that? Deborah de la Flor, of the flower. I tell people, they're like in shock. That's your name? And I'm like, yeah, I married it. And they're like, what? I said, you marry the husband, and if you really like it, you keep the name. So it's definitely a keeper in the industry, isn't it?
So you were already in the industry when you met him, right?
Yep. I was in the industry when I met him. And he's the one who actually had me, blossom into the industry, saw something in me as far as creativity, and entered me in competitions way back.
Wow.
Yeah, in the 80s. I started in 1980, 40,
Okay.
45 years.
So can you say that was a strategic move then? That was a great marketing move, Deborah.
Yeah, all good. Very good. Yeah.
Great. So thank you so much for joining. I know you're busy, getting ready for the season and all. But I wanted you to share first, share a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Who are you involved with, and what's your shop name? And then we'll dive into the questions.
Okay. Well, I'm Deborah de la Flor. My business is de la Flor Florist and Gardens. We are in Cooper City, Florida, which is West Fort Lauderdale, Southwest Fort Lauderdale. And we're on 3 acres that we purchased quite a few years ago, but we built the building 25 years ago. I was in a shopping center before that for 14 years. So my shop is 39 years old. So, woohoo! I'm proud to be still doing what I love and what I adore, and the passion for flowers. So it's a beautiful thing. And I own the shop with my husband, Gus de la Flor.
And you have supported SAF as part of the board. You've also Florida State Florist Association. I think they might have changed the name a little bit.
I was the president. I actually was recycled. I was on the board in the 80s, and then I kind of whatever, and then I went international. So I was missing for a while. Then I came back and worked the way up and became president. And with the help of our executive director, Bob Tucker,
Yep.
got state back up on the map, thanks to everybody and all the wonderful sponsors. we're so blessed to have the best industry with amazing companies that do our hard goods, our fresh flowers, and everything in between, and companies like yours that, you know, promote and give back to the industry, because we can't do it without them.
Thank you. And I got to give a shout out to Bob Tucker, because he's been committed for years, and that man has passion, and he's a silent hero.
Yep, and he's still there doing it, so it's a good
Yep.
thing. And so am I. Just not as president. I'm giving
Who's,
my. They call me and say, "What do you think about this and that?" And I'm like the mom, and I'll be like, "No, that's not going to be good. If it's good for the association and the people and the members, and if you always, this is what I always say: if you always do what's right, nobody can get mad at you."
Yep. It's very important to run the association with the interests of the members, not your own. Right. It's so key.
Yep.
It's not easy to do it for some.
Exactly.
Daniel Sanchez is giving a shout out. Daniel Sanchez says, "I love Deborah, a wonderful person." Thank you.
Hi, Daniel. South Florida. We know who he is very well.
Of course, of course. And we have Mrs. K. Oh, I'm gonna call you Mrs. K from now on, Kristen.
Kristen.
Absolutely.
And Kristen, so many people do see my posts on social media that Kristen is the #1 supplier of fresh flowers for Flor Florist for many years. Her mom, Colleen, actually got me on board and came to visit the store. It's just been a great relationship with Kristen. Always the freshest product. She's always so giving of the industry through product and monetarily. For hurricanes and things. So we really appreciate her. And she received our Humanitarian of the Year award from Florida State Florist Association. So Kristen, Billy, thank you. It's incredible.
That is awesome, Kristen. Congratulations. So let's talk about that, right? So let's talk about, you've been called one of the best ambassadors for the floral industry, right? What drives that passion to be an ambassador, to know what it, to know that it takes a village, and be a part of that village, versus an observer, but being boots on the ground. So what drives that passion for you?
To me, it's my responsibility. That's how I learned. I learned from going to the state associations and the conventions and just getting the floral publications. There used to be many back in the day, and about ripping them out of the mailman's hand, to see what's new, what's exciting, what are these people doing that I looked up to. But I think if your business is successful, then I think it's up to you to give back to the floral community, because this is the industry that made me. They made me successful, and it's my job, and I have to do that. You have to even bring the younger people up, with you, and show them how to do things, and keep their own personality, but to use at least the advice and things that you've done and how you got there. So it's our responsibility.
Myself on mute because every time I talk, the volume mutes for some reason. But it is, I do believe that it is our responsibility to give back to an industry that gives so much to us, and congratulations with that. And a part of that is, and I don't want to say this wrong, there's a competition that you've been running for many, 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 many years. So tell me the name of the competition. Tell me how it started, because that's where you caught my attention. We were talking about it. How did it start? Where has it evolved? What have been your obstacles? What give me some highlights and some pain points as well.
Okay, so the competition is called the Gateway to the Americas International Floral Competition. We started it in 1996, and it was my husband, Gus Delaflore's brainstorm. I was doing so many presentations in Central and South America, and we all had the same passion for the flowers themselves, design. And, they had the European cups, the Asian cups, they had all the cups over there, and we didn't have anything for the Americas. So my husband said, well, it's kind of like the gateway to the Americas, Canada, US, Central, South America. Let's do something for us. And I was like, we can do that? And he was like, well, sure. So we got together with friends in Mexico and did the first competition there in 1996, so long ago. And we had it every few years. A couple of years were off years, depending on the economy and what was going on in the world. But it's to bring designers that love competition. They love sharing their knowledge with each other. We also want to have good people. If you're a competitor that has an air about you of arrogance, I kind of like turn the other way. I really want good human beings that want to hold each other up and share the knowledge and have fun. And our competitions have been the best. And each class that we've had stays together. They become closest friends because they're in this together. So it's really a beautiful, beautiful thing to share with these other countries. But it was my husband's brainstorm.
And the work it takes, right? So that, yeah, that's great. Sounds beautiful and fun, but you're doing things in Panama, you're doing things in different parts of the world. So share where you've been, where you've done it, and share one of those stories of I can't believe we were able to make it happen.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Story.
we did do it in Brazil, and the group there was amazing. Good friends, Tana Saab from Brazil, Yvonne Moreno from Colombia. It was a great group of people, and then a Dutch company helped us that year too, because it's held in Holambra, which is in Brazil. And the Dutch people grow flowers there, and it's a great show they put on. Hitomi Gilliam also ran it for us in Vancouver one year. We've had it. I always call it a home game and an away game. So we'll do it in the US, and then a couple years we do it somewhere else. And then we do it. And then last year we did it in Panama. And we had the most amazing women, Marisol, Cookie, Vilma. They were a great group there that own an event company. And they heard about it and wanted to help. And it was amazing. The only thing is we didn't realize how hard it was to get flowers into Panama. So that was very, very challenging and, stressful for me. I kind of swore I'd never do it again after that. And here I am right now. I'm in the middle of posting our first few competitors already. We have 12 confirmed. We'll have about 25. We had 33 in Panama. It was crazy to pull it off. So it's very challenging. And it's an invitational cup. So you have to be invited. So we have our advisors on our advisory board. Ken Center in Texas is one of them. He's amazing. Hitomi is on that. Sandy Schreck is on that. Yvonne Moreno, Tana Saab, Heather DeCoke are part of our advisory board. And everybody kind of scouts social media and says, this would be a good candidate, or I had this person in a competition. They're great. And then we talk to them first, what it's about, what are the categories, what are you expected to do? There are 5 tasks, we call them categories, 4 which everyone does, timed, and then the top designers go on to do the 5th surprise design. But it's a lot. But like I said, the vendors we have in the industry are amazing. So we're just really, really lucky to have them. Like I said, with Kristen Gardens America, Smithers Oasis, Jet Fresh Flowers, just so many companies that details, support us, even financially to help get this done. And it's really pretty amazing. But I work on it Gus and I for like a year. So I'm in it pretty heavily right now.
And what is it? So they win an award. The award is America's Cup Award. What's the significance of
the gateway to the Americas? We have to be careful because years ago, FTD had the America's Cup. This is the gateway to the America's Cup. But I know in Brazil, it doesn't, or in Spanish, or that's Portuguese, it doesn't translate properly. So a lot of times they use the word, they have the Copa de Americas. And I'm like, be careful not to use that because, that's theirs and ours is the gateway to the Americas. So it's all good. Oops, sorry, that's my front doorbell. So,
she's right in front of the store because the office was a little busy today because they're getting ready for the holidays. And how do contestants either apply or at least try to get invited? What's the strategy?
Say I'm interested, and then we start searching their designs. We say send us some photos. We watch even how they post on social media. Are they a positive person? Because that's what we want. We want good human beings. Are they positive? Loving what they do, lifting up the industry and others. So we kind of look at all of that, and then we take it from there. And then we vote on it, and then we let them know, okay, you've been chosen to compete.
So how do they reach out to you for that?
Oh, they reach out to me. They usually do Messenger. That people find ways. I don't even know phone. I'm like, how did that message come in? Where was that? So I have to hop around, and then Gus will tell me, I think that was on the flower shop's Facebook, and that was your personal. So we have to hop around and find, but people find a way. But Messenger's good, and then just say I'm interested, or they get my number.
Awesome.
Oh,
Cool. Or if you reach out to me, I could maybe give them your email. I'll ask you first.
hey, so I'll reach out to you. That'll be good.
Yeah, they could also reach out to me if anything. So there's also a donation aspect that you take on for the hurricanes and things like that, that you put people together. And it might not have anything to do with the floral industry, but these are things that are important to recognize because you are a company, you are a flower shop that supports your community. So share a little bit about those things that you've done to support your own community and other communities as well.
Well, you're just compelled to do it. I remember years ago, it was Texas that got hurricanes
Yeah.
bad and flooding, whatever year that was. And I was like in pain. Oh my God, we have to help right away. So I put something on Facebook saying, I'm collecting things for Texas, and it went to Houston. How do I get something there? And it was a Southern wholesale. And they reached out, do you know where Prime, whatever is in Miami, the freight company? I said, yes, if you can get it there, they come here twice a week. They'll palletize.
Oh, we lost her. So she was on her phone. Maybe that was her battery. Let's hope she comes back. If not, I will try to answer the questions myself. Just kidding. Let's see where she's at. Right, did she come back? Let's see.
There we go.
There you go. Awesome. I was going to try to answer the questions myself. Just kidding. I couldn't do it
But
without you.
but it was prime, and then they gave me the number to the guy there, and he said, yeah, they even shrink wrapped the items, and we had all kinds of supplies here at my shop. We set up tables, and we did the big Ziploc bags with toiletries. Everybody got a deodorant, and we just all hopped on it and did it because you have to. And then it hit us ourselves, and I was like, oh my God. So I remember we loaded up our largest van. It's a very tall, kind of like a Sprinter kind of thing, a ProMaster. And my son said, uh-oh, it's hardly going. And I said, oh, dear God, we're doing a good deed, and the transmission's going to go on the van for the one trip. It was like, shoot. But it was so loaded. But we put it out to the community, our local community here, and said, we need this. These people need this. They need new things, and this is what they need. And then the brilliance of Michelle Morgan at Kuhn Flower in Jacksonville said, we're going to do an Amazon list. So then people from all over the country, even England, they went on the Amazon list and ordered the stuff to send here that we were sending. Then we did one where we sent it up there. I mean, it was just, everybody helps. You just got to put it out there, and people want to help. When you ask for it, they want to help. So it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful, rewarding thing to know that you're able to, right? When you're able to, why not step forward and help? So congratulations to that. I know you shared that story in depth with us the other day. We were just chatting. I'm like, that's just so cool that you would take that extra step to really support. And talking about that, how do you approach mentoring and inspiring the next generation of floral designers and the floral industry as a whole? How do you go about that? What's your philosophy? What are lessons you've learned along the way?
Well, I don't know. People always help you. I remember, well, gosh, there's too many things to talk about. But, there was a man named Carl Prenitzer, and he was the general manager of Pennock in Miami in the 80s. And my husband, Gus, had entered me in competitions, and I won. And he's the first one to ask me to do his wholesale show. So that was so exciting. So, it took him to bring me up saying, I believe in you. This is what you do. No, just make things. This is what I just make this. Make what you make. And it was like, oh, this is fun, and finding that when I've been traveling, and then you'll have an assistant come help you, and then you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. So you do the same thing. You help that same person, and then you invite them, and the one that really has become my son in industry is Jacob McCall. And he came and he says, I'm going to assist you. And I said, you took off work to come help me? And he goes, yeah. And I thought, wow, what an amazing young man to want to. And I thought, boy, this is good. He can do the design. Because I said, no, I just want a big thing, and I want all those lilies, that whole bunch, clean them right here. And I want all those gladiolas over here. And I want all those French tulips here. So I did that, and he knew exactly what I meant. And not only could he make it, he could hoist that big arrangement up and slap it on a pedestal on stage. And I was like, boy, he's good to have around. So, and then I would say, hey, do you want to go do this and that show? And he would be, sure. So, you have to help these people along the way. And then we've had some classes here at the shop just to help others and help them find their talent and their creativity. It's not about copy Deborah Della Flor, what I did. No, it's imagine the possibilities, what you can do with this idea or concept and make it your own. So I have the designers make their own design, and then I go, ooh, watch this. If you just bend that leaf in, now your eye goes back in the design and set it out. If you twirl this around just a smidgen, it makes, little simple things. But I think it's a responsibility to give back and to help, and I love it. I love it.
I love the way you share stories. I'll tell you the truth. I love that's maybe why I wanted you on the show, because I love your passion when you're sharing stories. So when it comes to doing the Gateway of the Americas, I'm pretty sure that's a great way to see future trends, right? So what do you think are maybe some future trends that we haven't seen yet, or that we will see in the next year coming up?
I don't really know. I love it when I see a new flower, a new texture in something, and that inspires you to do things and see a new trend. I love color trends. And do you know that people or everyone, they're watching America? It's always European, this and that. I'm all proud about that. But I'm real proud of America. I'm proud of our designs. And I've been all over the world, but learn a little bit of theirs. But don't forget what we learned in floristry and the elements and principle. Don't forget that. A lot of things in Europe are very airy and flowy, and sometimes to me a little bit, chaotic, but they're cleaning it up. And color, I really think they've learned color from the Americans. It used to be all kinds of colors, do groupings, and I love it when I see a designer use a color you don't expect in something. And that's like, ooh, like I started about 7 years ago, feminine fall. So I was like, I got a lot of pink in this cooler, and it's fall. It's hot pink, light pink. Ooh, and I looking at my fall, and I have butterscotch. So I put the butterscotch lighter shades of fall, the softer shade, in with the light pinks. Then I did the hot pinks with the darker bronze. I was like, ooh. So I did one. My son put it on the website and kind of made fun of me a tiny bit, saying, people aren't going to want this. And I said, yes, they are. So he walked right back and said, there's your first order. And I said, see how fast that was? So, don't be afraid. Do what you have to do for your business. You got to push those other colors. You better do it. Oh, and purple's beautiful with brown. So, just tying in all those colors. So we do it every year now, but it's one of our most popular is called Fall French Country. And we have all blues and purples, and then we throw in the bronze, and the brown colors. But, have fun. Do what you have to do. Don't make that season dictate what you have to do. Be creative with it. But I don't really know what trends are coming. I just get excited when they do and try to follow suit. And, maybe things a little more airy is kind of fun now, because done seeing things so compact for so long. But, the consumer, they love the round because it's the easiest shape for the human eye to view is a round shape. And we can make all this fancy stuff, but they always go back to that. You know why? I call it comfort food. It's the floral designer's comfort food. That shape, that round arrangement is comfortable. So have fun with your comfortable round arrangements.
That was just like a 3-minute masterclass, everybody. So feel free to ask questions as well, because right there, that was a great little masterclass, and I love your honesty as well. When it comes to traveling the world, right? You've traveled so much, and you've done contests. And what's the most fun part of traveling the world, and why is it important for others to travel the world and look at Europe? Anyways, the U.S. is great. And it's also great to look at other trends and other designers. So
It's
share a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, you have to be open to other looks from other countries, and it just makes you look at things so differently, and learn that as we see a design as a focal area or a focal area of dominance, and their whole composition becomes that area of dominance. And you just have to learn. You don't think, oh, it doesn't, you learn all the techniques, and they are so good at layering things. And we need to learn that in our designs. So there's just so many things we can learn from each other. But I love seeing all the other trends, the colors, and, just traveling. The floral industry has taken me everywhere, and I am so, so blessed. And you always got to take a couple days at the end to travel and see the other countries and enjoy. But you know what I love the most? The people. It's always the people that are so amazing and so open. When I was in London in 2002, I think, I was on stage and I'd never been there, so I was petrified. And well, there's a whole big story to that, but that's for another time. But everybody was really laughing at me. But they were calling me brilliant. So I was like, oh, I'm moving here because I'm certainly not brilliant at home. And they were, oh, you're brilliant, you're brilliant. And they laughed and roared. And I don't even know what I was saying. It was so funny, but they all enjoyed themselves. But I love the people everywhere I go.
You are brilliant. You are brilliant. I know they use it. I know they use it as a common term, but that's awesome that you really enjoyed being called brilliant. That's super cool. What else? What else? Okay, there's a question I rarely ask, but love to ask you because I know you love people and you're so giving of giving honor to everyone else. Um, who are some people that have inspired you, and who are some designers that you really look at and look up to at the moment? I
Everybody
know you're gonna say that.
that had me do a show for an AIFD Southern Forum was in Tennessee, and that was Joe Smith, the great Joe Smith. What an elegant, wonderful man. And then I used to do the show that was called Southern Retail. There was like 1,100 people that would attend in the Carolinas, in Charlotte. And Mark Bass, who's does fantastic design. He does a lot of work over in China. Oh my gosh, oh, there's too many. So many greats in the industry. And then all of my peers that, I work with, that I design, that now we're the older people, you know. So hopefully we have others looking up to us and appreciating us. But yeah, everybody in the industry that even assists me in a back room somewhere always inspires me, to want to be a better designer. Charlie Groppetti, there's one. Oh my gosh, everything he touches is magnificent. So many. I love so many.
I knew you would say that, but I was hoping you. But it's so many people that inspire you that you've crossed paths with. So that's awesome. You share that. Final. I know you had an early appointment. So quick fire questions just to get to know you a little better. Favorite band?
Band?
Yeah.
I don't know that I like a band.
All right. Okay. So favorite genre of music then?
I love it all, but I love
You love everybody.
like Mariah Carey. I love Celine Dion. I love Josh Groban. So I love Garth Brooks too. Michael Bublé. Oh my gosh, Elton John. I don't.
Everyone. I don't care as long as they make me dance.
Yeah.
And favorite food, chicken, pizza, sushi, or hamburgers?
Maybe the sushi.
What's one thing we don't know about you that would surprise us?
I have chickens.
Well, you're close to Miami, so it doesn't surprise me. That happened.
That's funny. There are chickens all over, but I live on 5 acres, 2 miles away from. It's really East Naples, they call it. It's like on the edge of the Everglades.
Okay.
So I've had chickens for 35 years. So we have uh, chickens and roosters and bunnies and peacocks and
Oh, that's so cool.
eggs every day. So I kind of love all that stuff.
And favorite book? What's one book you say you can't live without not reading? If I hope I don't call you out, and I haven't read a book in 50 years, but
I read, but it's all about floristry, and it's all
oh,
book floristry. I don't know. I don't remember the last book. You're never gonna believe this. This is kind of weird, but I it's called Heaven's for Real, and it's just a little book about heaven that's based on a true story. And I was reading it to my mommy. She's 80. Like, mommy, this is a good thing. I'll read this to you. So,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And then I have Tracy. I see Tracy Park says you 100% have people like me looking up to you.
oh,
That's beautiful. Thank you, Tracy.
I hope to keep up the good work.
You certainly will. And I have to say that I really enjoyed this conversation because of your genuineness. And you just could see that you love people and what you do and continue to inspire the industry. And thank you for all you've done for our industry.
Thank you for all you do. And thank you
No,
for
that's nothing.
as a wonderful platform for us. So we appreciate you very much. And thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you so much. I got a one other shout out. Oh, we have Pedro Borja is saying favorite rose variety. Good
Oh,
one, Pedro.
well, for whites, I love Playa Blanca. Um, Moab's a pretty color. Free Spirit's beautiful. I love a little spray rose that's called Glorious because I always say that it's a beautiful, deep, rich pink. Oh, I love them all. I love roses. I think roses need to be in everything.
So now I'm gonna ask a difficult question for her. Which is one flower you don't like?
Limonium.
Because of the smell,
Yeah, but that's it. I love the other flower.
huh? Good. Any other questions, Pedro? That was a great question, Pedro. That was a great question. So Deborah, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy getting ready for the holiday season, and
Thank you for having me.
thank you so much for joining all the way. Appreciate you, and hope to see you soon at one of the shows. Maybe at a show coming soon near you.
There you go.
Take care. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me change the media set here, and we'll say bye bye. Awesome. So thank you to Deborah. It's always a pleasure with such a contagious smile that she has, and it's such a genuine person, and that's why I wanted to introduce her to the floral community. She might not need introduction because she's really set herself apart from many people, but we truly appreciate her and truly thank her for her time of being on the Bloom Show, and hopefully you as audience could take this and be inspired, not only to learn more about the Gateway to America Cup, but also learning to give back to the industry, right? What does that look like? Does that look like being a part of a board or a committee, or just mentoring a new florist that's coming into town that wants to learn more, and not looking at that person as a competitor, but just looking at that person as a valued partner of our floral industry. The more support we have as an industry, the more we all continue to grow. So thank you to her for that. I do want to do a little housekeeping right now with some more shows, and saying about giving and sharing is a great example as well. We're going to be hosting the Penny and Ace show on November 20th at 1 p.m. and that's with Penny Lane Woosley and Ace Berry, both great up and comers, or they've been around for a while, and they're really impactful people. But when you put them together, they're a dynamo. They're super exciting. They're super fun to watch. They're hilarious. So we're doing a quick 10-minute show on their journey, right? What they're doing, how they're able to not just do a flower shop or floral design, but then travel the world and do other influencer type things and build their brand. So they're going to be giving of their time and sharing. And Ace Berry is our heart correspondent, which he'll be sharing a blog with our audience once a month on what it is to have a heart for the industry and have a heart for others. So very excited to have that, and it's an honor to have people support us. And then we're having Tim Huckabee, episode 3, marketing and service tips for a profitable florist. Tim Huckabee's worked with over 1,000 florists around the world, and he's truly a gentleman that is sharing this information with everybody. And we do also give some discounts and things for his work and his business. So please join us, and that's going to be November 21st at 1 p.m. And that's again another 10-minute segment. And we're going to have kind of our season finale. It's Melinda Knuth and Charlie Hall, which we'll be talking about the state of the industry for this year and then what we expect for next year. So this is a great show for florists, wholesalers, distributors, growers, everybody involved, because they bring such a great aspect when it comes to economics. And then Melinda Knuth when it comes to the numbers and science of demand and consumer behavior. So if you want to tune in, just like today, Deborah gave you a little sample of that when it comes to the ball, right? Why do people like round things? Because our eye it finds it subtle, soothing, it's comforting, it's rounded, no edges, it's not pointy or dangerous, right? So those are things that the psychology of the flower world might help you, right? Put that in your front door, in your front store, in your window. So learning these things and this information. Remember, the Bloom Show is really for the flower industry, by the flower industry, or for the floral community, by the floral community, to inform, to educate, to inspire, and any little bit of information we could bring you, we're going to. And then we have Bill Schaefer, which is our correspondent, and he talks about floral trends and innovation. Gentleman that's traveled the world. He hunts for trends, he finds trends, and he's also about sharing for the community. So we've got him on board to share for those florists that are looking to do bigger events, right? How do you build a team? How do you think about and prepare for it? How do you take care of the logistics of it? This is, again, a great opportunity to learn from a gentleman like himself, very experienced, and to ask questions. Be selfish on these shows. Please be selfish. Please ask questions, because if you could get 10 minutes with people that have so many years of experience, gosh, what are the questions we would ask, right? And then we have the Bloom Together, the 6th annual Bloom Together event. Scan the QR code, get your free ticket. What is the Bloom Together event? It's 65 sponsors or contributors that come together to show their support for collaboration, networking, and building community. All the funds, the contributions goes to making the event possible, and the proceeds are donated to Seed Your Future and American Floral Endowment. We've donated maybe approximately about $20,000 in the last 4 years, and we continue to do so. And we continue to really try to inspire community, inspire collaboration, inspire and show the importance of what it is to network and find commonalities and work together. And this is a great sign of what that is, right? We started with 10 people, 10 sponsors, now 65, and over 400 people attend. So you are welcome to attend. I think it's a great trip. If you're somewhere else and you want to come in for a day, it's a great opportunity to come in, plug in, meet a lot of people at once, and then go and have a great time. We're going to have some great events. It's flower installations, but it's a really community-friendly event, really humble, nothing special. We're not looking to impress anybody. What we're looking to do is build community, and that's the most important thing. So scan your QR code, free to attend. And if you want to support, it starts at $200, and you get a lot of value when it comes to brand recognition and an opportunity to connect with many different people. We have one last comment. It says, Mrs. K, I'm going to call you Mrs. K from now on. Mrs. K says she is a rock star. She certainly is. And not only is she a rock star, she has a lot of heart. And that's something I really enjoyed about talking to her, is her how genuine she is as a person, and really enjoys what she does. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Hopefully you guys can join us. Oh, I can't forget this. So sorry. This episode is probably made possible by our amazing sponsors. That feels so odd saying, but United Selections, Continental Floral Greens, Deli Flor, Bea Flor, Verdissimo, and Sunflowers Technologies. And why do we mention that? Because New Bloom Media is a business, right? This is a show, and this does take a team of people behind me to send out invites, to think about the guests, to send out the questions, to host this, to do the platform, to then break it up into pieces. So we could only do this by companies that support us, sponsor us, contribute to us, so that it is a business, and it continues to churn, and we continue to give back. There are some things that we do as nonprofit, and it's not it's giving back to the industry and pro bono, but we do need, some influx of cash to support everything else we do. So thank you to these sponsors. And we ask you, if you are part of our New Bloom community, and if you're watching the show, you are a part of the New Bloom community. So we do ask you to support these great sponsors and collaborators that join us and make this possible. Really appreciate everyone. Appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and catch you on the next show.
The bloom, showing if they connect them bloom. The bloom, showing if they connect